We didn't know a great deal about what was going on. The media was not readily available to us. We heard about it here and there. Weren't excited about what was going on. It was more like, why is it going on? You know, is there something wrong we're doing? Because in our minds, you know, the military, as we knew it at that age, was something you did for your country. And like it or not, we were forewarned. When you're discharged from the service, obviously, you have to be discharged in service. You know, full dress greens if it was wintertime, or khakis if it was summertime. And the first thing you did, once you cleared the site of that discharge location, was to change into civilian clothes. You didn't want to get on an airplane in uniform. You put it in a box, or you threw it away when you got home. You stored it in the attic, or in the garage, or in the basement. You didn't wear it anymore. And if the subject matter came up around a cold beer, you didn't want to be in the conversation. I know I didn't. I know a lot of people felt that way. Being against a war is one thing. Being against the participants in that war, which is so much different than what we've had in recent years with the wars. The people in the 60s and early 70s hated both the war, the government, and the troops that went there. Shame on you for being there. You know, it was probably 35, 36 years before somebody actually thanked me for my service. It wasn't much more than a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, where somebody welcomed me home. In those words, welcome home. So, the service did a great deal for me, as it's done for a lot of people, whether they wanted to join or were drafted, but it makes you grow up pretty quick. I mean, it takes a little bit of your youth away to a certain degree, but you still have that youth and the mindset to move on and be successful, or have a happy marriage. But you grew up. You were able to function a little differently than a lot of kids probably would had they not had that experience. I don't want to say that going to war is a good experience by any means, but the experience you get from the military as a whole, I think is a very valuable asset to growing up and becoming part of society. And I've always felt that way. I benefited from my service, and that part I'm happy with. I'm very happy with that. As far as thinking about the war, and I probably do all the time. I have for 40 years, 40 plus. I won't live another 40 years, but as long as I do, I'll probably think of it, and think of my friends, and both that are home and that are not. And when I do think about things, I've always thought about, you know, some of the good times we had, the camaraderie aspect, if you want. But I try not to think of some of the tough times. I try not to think about the fellow you saw today and wasn't around next day. But the good times were the best part of being there. They had some problems down in Cameron Bay. God, must have been late '68, where we couldn't get any beverages, beer, liquor, anything up north, northern area where we were at. We managed to hijack a pallet of beer, and I don't know if they've still got a record of it or not, but we stole the helicopter to do it. We our own helicopter, but unauthorized unauthorized hijacking of a pallet of beer. And it only took about 30 seconds once it hit the runway, the flight line, for the guys to come out and grab cases and cases and clean it up. And the only thing that was left there was a pallet and some straps within a couple of minutes. So, but we improvised when we had to, and those were fun things. I gave the best I could give, and it did a little over 3 years, and I did my part, and that's how I felt. And I figured if everybody did that, well, we wouldn't have any problems at all, you know. But unfortunately, not everybody did. But I don't regret one day of service. I probably have some regrets now, things you could have done differently, and why you were in. For the most part, no, I'm content with what I've done, and happy that I did do it. And I'm very proud to be a veteran, and proud of the veterans today.